Hello everyone, my name is Andrew Allison. I'm the Q30 Newscast executive producer, and here with me today is Quinnipiac University's 10th president, Dr. Marie Hardin. Dr. Hardin, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fine, and I'm very happy to be here with you, Andrew.
That's awesome. So, just to get started, you've been, school's been going on for about 2 weeks so far this year. What are your first impressions of the school and its students, at the beginning of the semester?
It has been so incredibly exciting for me. I've been waiting for the students to arrive. I got here in early July, so this has been incredibly exciting to me since the students have gotten here, because I've wanted to understand what kind of students does Quinnipiac attract. And I've been blown away by the excitement that I've seen, by the professionalism that the students have, by their eagerness to engage. They have been so welcoming to me. It's been remarkable. If I'm in my office and I'm feeling a little, maybe I don't have much energy, all I have to do, I figured this out, in 2 weeks, all I have to do is walk out of my office, walk out into the quad, and you can feel the energy from the students on the sidewalk. And then I go into that student center, and there are things going on, and the excitement, the energy, the hellos, people are not afraid to engage. I love it.
Mm-hmm. That you mentioned the students, you think that's your favorite part of being Quinnipiac's president so far?
Absolutely. We're here for students. We're here to help students achieve their hopes and dreams. Students come to this institution because they have things they want to pursue. They have communities they want to build. They want to enrich their lives. They have a career maybe in mind. Maybe they don't know yet. Our job is to help each and every student achieve their goals and hone those hopes and dreams for beyond college. That means so much to me. That's why we are here.
So what would you say your goals are for your first year as the president? Do you have any long-term goals, short-term goals?
Yeah, that's a great question. One of my first goals, and this is really important, is getting to understand this community. We have people who have been employed at Quinnipiac for decades, faculty and staff. We have a rich base of alumni who've graduated from this institution either last year or 20 or even 30 years ago, who are part of the fabric of this community. We have, as you know, 3 physical campuses. So a big part of my job early on is to understand the culture of the place, because there's a unique and powerful culture. And you at this point likely can describe it better than I can, right? So my first job is to know that and understand that, and then start working with the team to figure out how can we elevate that. Part of the way we're going to do that is through our strategic visioning process. You may have heard a little bit about this. I've talked about this a little before, but it involves understanding and cementing the values that drive us, and then working on that next great strategic plan where we come up with our goals as an institution so we can move forward.
Is there any part of that plan that you're most excited about?
I am most excited about, I'm really excited about a couple of key things. I'm very curious about what I want to learn about what are the core values that faculty, staff, students, alumni, and the community see as differentiating Quinnipiac. And we'll learn that as this process rolls out. The second thing I'm really excited about is, and this will happen next semester, we'll come together as a community to drive forward a plan and to craft a plan that moves us forward as a unique and powerful institution, thinking about the future of society, culture, technology, and career and industry needs, right? And it's exciting to think about the future. Mm-hmm. One of my favorite sayings is this notion that if you want to predict the future, create it. And that's what we'll be doing. That's exciting.
So bouncing off of, your experience and how you might bring that to Quinnipiac, how is it different, from being a dean at Penn State to now being the president of an entire university?
Yeah, big difference in many ways. Penn State, where I was for many years, very large land grant institution, tens of thousands of students in the middle of Pennsylvania. I come to Quinnipiac, smaller institution, a much more, to me, has a more of a family, community kind of feel to it, which I love, but it also is comprehensive. Penn State was a comprehensive institution. Quinnipiac is too, in an environment that feels much more personal. There's obviously a huge difference in the role of a dean and the role of a president. At Penn State, the colleges are very large colleges, so I certainly had a lot of students that I was involved with, a lot of faculty and staff, but I reported up to a president. So it's a much bigger challenge to be a president in an environment that I feel very comfortable in because of its size and, honestly, the type of student here. The type of student here. This isn't a student who is ambitious, and I love that.
So would you say that, the size of the colleges at Penn State is like helping you adapt to being a whole university president?
Yeah, I would say that. I would say that. I feel very confident that my role at Penn State as a dean helped prepare me very well for my role as president here at Quinnipiac.
So back in the spring when you were announced as Quinnipiac's 10th president, you mentioned your excitement to walk through campus, be at sporting events and other campus events. Why do you find these interactions important? What events are you most looking forward to? Like sports games, maybe?
I got to tell you, I can't wait. I can't wait to go to a hockey game and a basketball game, but also to a cross-country meet and a tennis match and a lacrosse game, all of the sports. My goal is to get to all of them, women's and men's, obviously. I want to get to the club sports, but I'm also the kind of person who wants to be able to drop in on a student club meeting, sit in on a class. I sat in on a class at the law school and loved it. So for me, when I have those pockets of time to get to do that, I hope students will know I might just drop in. That helps me learn, that helps me connect, and that helps me engage. Yeah.
That's awesome. So similarly, we've seen you have a strong presence on social media, whether it be TikTok or Instagram. Why do you think it's important to have this presence for both current and prospective students?
Yeah, well, my dog Tater wanted me to. No, I'm kidding. I think social media is one of the ways that you can connect with people, and it's one of the ways that I can build community. So to be on social is a fun thing that I do, to be quite honest with you, and it helps me actually learn about the community. I think the community can learn about me, and it's just an additional way that we can engage.
I know you've already brought up Tater. The students are dying to know. Can you tell me a little bit more about him?
Yes, so Tater is a border terrier. We adopted Tater a few months before we got here. And as we were thinking about a name for Tater, I wanted a great name that also was a chance for me to get to talk about Quinnipiac every time I had him out on a walk. And I have students who've come up to me and said, why did you name him Tater? And I get a chance to tell them about one of the founders of Quinnipiac, right? Samuel W. Tater. I have had students say, did you name him after Tater Hall? No. Tater Hall was named after Samuel W. Tater, and so was Tater the dog. So, yeah.
Lastly, is there anything you think Quinnipiac students should know about you? Tell us a fun fact.
A fun fact. I'm going to tell you two fun facts. Number one, I love Tabasco sauce and other forms of hot sauce. Number two, because I grew up in Texas, grew up with hot sauce. And the second thing is, I think a lot of people already know this about me, but I'm a runner. and I've done more than 30 marathons. I love connecting with people about and talking about running. And there are a lot of runners here, a lot of runners.
Yeah.
So I've enjoyed that. You know, going to Sleeping Giant, my goal is to be able to run all the way to the top of Sleeping Giant. Not quite there yet. I got to walk a little bit, but yeah. So those are a couple fun facts.
So unfortunately, that is all I have time for today. Dr. Hardin, thank you so much for joining me today. If you want to stay updated on all things Quinnipiac, make sure to follow us on X and Instagram at Q30 Television, and check out our website at q30tv.com.